Welcome. Welcome in to the Cold Corner Rap Podcast. Welcome in to the Cold Corner Rap Podcast. Tap in. We break tracks, break past, real talk, real spins. Pull up, let it broadcast. Cav in the cut, that breakdown crazy. BBK got the takes that be wavy. D-man slide through, sharp like a razor, 3 miles deep. Every bar, every flavor. Stories from the blocks to the charts and back. We talk wins, lost friends, every scar from rap. Pull a chair, press play, get your mind on track. If you love real spit, you gon' ride with that, yeah. Welcome to the Cold Corner Rap Podcast, where the truth hit hard and the gem stack fast. Cab BBK, D-man on blast. Hit play once, you gon' come right back. Welcome to the Cold Corner Rap Podcast. From the first yo to the outro labs, turn it up loud.
Oh, yo.
All right.
That was dope, man. That was dope. Yeah. Was I the only one that was singing to each video? Like as soon as I was singing
my head, bro.
Video. I was gonna roll out.
Yeah. New intro and that, man. Hope you guys like the new tune, the new intro, man. Welcome, episode 7. Draft Day, serious business. The Cold Corner Rap Podcast, man. BBK, D, man, how you lot doing, man?
Good, man. All good. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Back in the building and that.
Trust me, back in the building. Got a good response from the Jay-Z episode as well. People getting involved, telling me their favorite tracks and all that and stuff. So it's been good, man. So far, a lot of people been looking forward to this episode as well. Big up MrPadz, because he's always sending in some suggestions and ideas, man, and things that we can do, And yeah, man, we might as well get straight into it, man. We call this Draft Day. Shout out MrPadz for this one. And listen, man, basically, you have $15 to draft 5 rappers and must draft 5 rappers in total. So we've got the $5 rappers, the $4 rappers, $3 rappers, $2 and the ones. So basically, it's picking one rapper from each section to put together our record label. Are we going to do this together? Or you don't want to do separate, or do you want to join forces and do this?
Wait. I don't know if we could do it together, because I'm sure we'll have different opinions. Well, let's see. Let's try it together. See if the go with the majority in it. If 2 vote for one, and then whatever.
You have to pick one from each list, because I don't love that dollar list. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love the dollar list.
I do.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, I got mine already. I know who I'm picking.
Yeah, we'll do it together. Shit, we can do it together.
Yeah. All right. So
sorry, BBK, for the first one.
Yeah, that's a layup for me. Yeah,
that's real sweet.
Yeah. I'm going man. For the first one. It's big.
He's not getting selected, bro. He's not getting selected.
This is the cold corner records, yeah? So listen, what we got to think about is we wanna sell records. We want to make hits. We want longevity. We want good lyricism. So yeah, man, it'd be good to do this with like the female rappers as well, and some producers as well. So yeah, man, we can get that in next episode. So yeah, the $5 rappers, boy.
I'll quickly say, like, the $5 rappers, every single one of them up there, they're earning their money. They deserve to be there. And then they cost. This is like fantasy football. Man, it's costing $14 million. Yeah, this is the same with Biggie. For me, like, we're starting Cold Corner Records, and we need to sell records to pay the bills. Biggie on this list is the only artist with a double disc that went diamond. So he checks the box for selling big, and you're gonna get the lyricism. Is the black and ugly as ever. However, he was never a sex symbol, but the ladies loved him. They love Big Papa. He could make the gal tunes. He could make the gangster stuff, commercial, hardcore. I'm rolling with the Brooklyn boy, Christopher Wallace.
He did have it all. We got the white boy Eminem. You know, sold a hell of a lot of records.
Yeah. True.
The longevity's not really there.
Mhm.
You know, but he'd probably bring us. Would he bring us the most money in from the other four guys?
Yeah, probably because he's more of a universal appeal in it. Even if you don't like the commercial people that don't like rappers, they like Eminem in it. He's got them gimmicky tunes and stuff like that. So he definitely is a good shout. I think the only one who probably doesn't have it that is Nas. Yeah, because Jay-Z's got like all the #1 albums, all his albums are #1. Nas don't have that. He don't have anything like the singles, the best-selling albums. Obviously, he's a great rapper, but he's got longevity. But in terms of like, if you're gonna come out the gate and sell, whether it's a single or an album, he's not really there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one for me. For me, it'd probably be between Eminem, Jay, and Biggie. Those for me will be the main three. I guess we've got to narrow it down. So yeah.
Like, if I ask you, what's Tupac's biggest hit? Single.
California Love.
California Love. I was gonna say, baby.
And so if you take California Love, because if you listen to BBK Sports in the morning, I start my intro with California Love and Hypnotize are in there in my beat that I intro. If Hypnotize drop in the club and California Love drop in the club, which one gets the bigger response?
I think California Love. I think California Love.
I think Hypnotize, you know.
Hypnotize, brother.
If it's in More Money, More Problems, I think that. But
I think Hypnotize bang harder than that.
Not in a over here. If you put it over here, the More Money, More Problems. Like when they drop that Biggie verse, people from any walk of life know the lyrics of that verse. Yeah, Biggie's not really that. Hypnotize don't really bang over it. Don't want it's a banging tune, but you don't really hear that as a club banger. Like you hear Juicy, you hear More Money, More Problems. Like I don't think you hear Hypnotize as often. And California Love, you just hear the intro and then the people just go mad and then that's it. But like I think personally, over here, I say California Love over here. I prefer Hypnotize as a tune, but
like American football games, NFL games, NBA games, they still play Hypnotize to this day. To this day, they still play it. It's still bang. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say when clubs over here, out of everyone on the list, you're most likely more to hear Biggie. I would say in the clubs more than you would hear
Hypnotize or Biggie in general. You mean
Biggie in general?
Oh yeah.
Over like a Jay-Z, Eminem, Nas, Tupac. You're most likely hear a couple Biggie tracks in the club. Love Jay, but I don't know. I think maybe this one might have to go with Big. You know, might have to go with Big.
Yeah, Big is my shout.
I can't argue against Biggie. Yeah. If you're going for commercial success and whatnot, then yeah.
Biggie. Love Jay, but and the thing is, the mad thing is, Biggie. Obviously, we know he was only on Earth for 24 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the impact to have that impact in just a few years, it's major.
He was here for 24, and Pac was only here for 25 still. So he was only here for a short time.
This is what I mean.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah. All right. So we got Biggie.
Yep.
All right. We'll go Biggie. Okay. $4 rappers: DMX, Prodigy, Rakim, Big Daddy K, and Method Man.
If you get for commercial appeal, then there's only two people we can put on that list.
X. X and Method in it, but
Yeah,
for me, it's probably more X, I guess.
yeah. I'd say DMX. The impact that he had
Gotta be. It's gotta
as a
be.
solo, yeah, about DMX.
Gotta be X, man. X left a bigger mark. Not to say that the other ones on the list haven't left a mark on hip hop, but X left a bigger mark than all of them. Like he stands out in this category. You know, like the top one, we have, you know, we can have discussions, like legitimate discussions between M, Pop, Biggie, and J. This one, I think X is clear. No disrespect to Prodigy. I love Prodigy. Rakim, even X himself will tell you he has love for Rakim and, you know, Big Daddy Kane. And Meth has that flow, and he's a well-respected throughout the hip-hop game as well. But X left a mark, man. He's the albums, the commercial success, and he was longevity was there as well. You know,
I feel like X could almost be on that $5 list as well. Just about as well, yeah. But yeah, okay, yeah, $4. So Biggie, DMX, $3. Ghostface.
There's only one, bro.
J. Cole, Jadakiss, Snoop, Scarface.
There's only one. If you got no commercial success of that, there's only one. And longevity, there's one. It's Snoop. Yeah. If you go for best rappers, then you could debate in every list. But this one, nah. If you got no commercial, you know, sell records, nah. Probably Snoop. Snoop is clear. He's clear.
If we have to pick one from each category, then it definitely has to be Snoop. If we were spreading the $15 economically, and we could, you know, I'll probably pick two off the $3 list. You know, yeah. So, and Snoop, I think Snoop is the only one that Scarface had a classic album as well. So I was about to say Snoop is the only one that has a classic.
What would you say Scarface's classic album is?
Fuck was the name of it? The one that came out in 90. What was it? What's the name of it? I don't remember the name of the album because I never bought any of Scarface album, but I do accept that he made a classic.
Not the album. Diary. Is it the Diary?
Yeah. Was that the one that had My Block on it?
No, that's one I say is the classic. The Fix.
Okay. The Fix, yeah, that's it.
That is a classic album. The Fix. That's one of my favorite albums. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but Snoop, man, the longevity. Snoop is what, like 30-something years now. 34, 35 years. Yeah, definitely Snoop.
Okay, definitely Snoop for that one. And then your $2 rappers, Mega, AZ, Big Pun, Busta Rhymes, 50. Now we know we got the sales with Snoop, X, and Biggie.
You can't just change it. No.
Are we gonna think, yo, we got add a couple? I don't know. What would you say?
Then they're fair enough. But
would you say 50?
Commercial 50, yeah. But if it's different metrics, then no. But if it's commercial, then obviously it's 50 in it.
Yeah, because you never know. 50 might snake us all, man.
Who's the best rapper? Who is the commercial success aside and all that? Who is the best $2 rapper? Is it Pun or Busta?
My favorite is Cormac AZ. You know what I mean? So
I got love for AZ, plenty of love for AZ. And Cormac was one of my underrated artists when we did that episode. But Pun's flow, like Pun could actually speed up his flow like Busta. Well, maybe not as fast, but fast enough for you to acknowledge it. This is a tough one, you know. I'm gonna.
I mean, we're taking commercial outside. Yeah, we're going on rappers, best rappers. Yeah, we're going on for this one.
Yeah, I mean, we got lyricists already on it, but we can go for a lyricist on this one.
If it's just pure lyrics, I'm going Pun.
Pun, yeah, Big Pun.
Yeah. I'll probably agree with that. Big Pun. And then the dollar rappers.
I've only taken one.
Listen, I know it's busy, innit?
Yes. I'm not having nobody else, bro. Black Rob. No, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Easy E. Come on, man. No.
Zero, you know. I've not heard that name for a year. Zero. Bloody hell.
People you're busy, bro, and I'm getting busy, bro. I'm getting busy.
Yeah, I don't love the dollar rapper list too. Yeah, I don't love it.
Yeah,
busy.
Yeah,
I roll with busy. I won't argue that.
Yeah, no with that, man. Yeah, man. Big up Mr. Paz for that one, man. So yeah, that's our draft. Biggie, DMX, Snoop, Big Pun, and Busy Bone. So it's a good list, if I must say so myself, man. It's a good list, man. But listen, let's get into the show, man. Now this has got some interesting debates today. Yeah, and the first one for me is an important question because obviously we've spoken about it briefly before in terms of the R&B side of things with Kells and stuff. But for me, can you separate the artist from the person? E.g. Diddy. We know what's happening with Diddy. We know what's just happened with Mystical. So many other rappers out there that's gone through. Obviously, like I said, Kells on the R&B side as well. There's a lot of people out there that, you know, I've got friends that have said, I don't listen to anything to do with Diddy no more. I don't listen to anything to do with Kells no more. I'm just bringing in, we're not going to talk about Kells, but I'm just bringing him in because it's a big thing. Now, for me, you know, Diddy has been involved in a lot of tunes, a lot of hits, a lot of brilliant breakout artists, amazing songs. Now, I'll come to you first, BBK. Well, when it comes to music, how do you feel about people when they say, you know, the artist and the person is the same, they're as one. So, you know, in terms of, say, Diddy, we should just be cutting out everything he's done musically and not get into it. How do you feel about that? Are you on that same kind of wave, or are you like, nah?
No, it's a very tricky one, a very sticky one because of the nature of the crime in it. It's SEX crimes are it's sticky in it. It's the hallmark of a bad person. Now we have to bring Kells into it because the reason why we have to bring Kells into it because he was the best at something. Like he was so good at this that people look past it. Like if you're a coach, if your best player turns up to practice a couple of times, you kind of excuse him a little bit. But the player that's the fringe player shows up to practice late, you don't have any time for it. You know what I mean? But because Kells was so good, he has to be in the conversation. But Diddy was never the best rapper, wasn't the best producer. He was just a mogul that just happens to do really bad things. Now, so it's very difficult, man. But with the thing with I don't go to music for my morality or sport. Like I see these people for what they are, and part of it for me, one of the problems that I have with it is like people hold athletes and musicians to a higher standard than they do people who actually can have an effect on their lives, like their politicians and their elected officials. You know what I mean? Because they can do fucked up shit and get away with it all the time. But it seems like when an athlete or an R&B singer does something foul, they hold them to a higher standard. Not that I'm excusing what they do. It's very difficult because if it was another crime, you know, a violent crime or a victimless crime, like they stole money or some type of shit like that, then the conversation is different. But because the nature of the victim, and you know, R&B, in hip hop, it can be different because we'll talk about it later about fiction, you know, and stuff. Because we know a lot of rappers, you know, they glamorize stuff that they don't really do. R&B singers, when they sing, typically it's personal. You know, it's much more personal than rap. It's not as sensationalized because it's love songs and that. But I can't separate the music from the man the same way I can listen to the national anthem of America. You know, the guy that wrote that wasn't a good person. They have, you know, huge character flaws. The people that's on the money here that we spend in the United States were all slave owners, right? They raped, they murdered, they killed people. You know what I mean? Even the British Empire, brother. Imperialism wasn't a benign and kind thing. A lot of people got, done wrong and lost land and all kind of stuff. So it seems as in the music, we hold the musicians and entertainers at a higher standard. And I think that's part of the conversation that we need to have. Not excusing Mystical or Diddy, because what they did was heinous. But for me, if Mystical or Diddy was your favorite rapper before that was exposed, you probably still listen to him. If they weren't, you probably won't. Right? I'm not going to look for Mystical records. But the fact that Kills was my favorite before any of that stuff is very difficult for me to separate. I graduated to his songs. I got married to some of his songs. You know what I mean? So I can't. It's not that easy for me to separate the music, to separate and just cut off and be like, no, that's it was literally a part of my upbringing. So it's
yeah. What about you, D, man? You feel you on the same kind of ilk?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, I'm not like I said, I'm not really gonna go into the R. Kelly thing, but he's my favorite of all time in it. So I just leave it there in it. My favorite. But in terms of similar to what BBK said, right? People hold these celebrities to a higher standard, and people got to stop putting them on a pedestal. Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're human, and a lot of them aren't good people. Yeah. The only difference is some people's dirty laundry don't get aired out in public. Right. Yeah, it might do eventually, whatever. But a lot of them aren't very good people. But a lot of them are human. The same way you might know an arsehole from down the road. They're the same kind of people. You know what I mean? They just happen to be talented. They make music, whatever that you like. But for people to say that they won't listen to anything associated with Diddy, to me that's very difficult, because that means you're going to stop listening to Biggie, people like that. Yeah. Because he founded him, he promoted him, the whole Bad Boy records. And if you like things like Mace and stuff like that, you can't really, similar to R. Kelly, you can't really escape Diddy that much. It's probably easier than R. Kelly, but at the same time, if you're a hip hop fan, chances are you're not going to be able to escape it. So, not excusing what he's done. He's serving time for it, and Mystical has been serving time as well. But like BBK said, if they're your favorite rapper, you're not really going to stop listening to them. You're not. Like me personally, I can separate the music from the man, because I'm not bothered about their private life, but I don't really think about it when I'm listening to their music. You know what I mean? So, like BBK said, I go to music for something completely different. Yeah. Once the music stops, I get over my day. Yeah. Some people can't do that, and each to their own in it, because I'm not gonna make people's minds up for them. But yeah, it's. Chances are your favorite rapper, you probably has got some hidden skeletons in their closet. And what are you going to do? Stop listening to music? I just don't see it. It's not possible in it. So it's interesting, because with the Diddy thing, we all saw the video of him battering Cassie. Yeah. But it's only now that the other stuff has come out that people are really saying, raw. Shouldn't be listening to him, you know what I mean? Because that kind of came and went until this new stuff came up. So, I don't know. When it's Mystical, like BBK said, when it's not your favorite rapper, I mean, if someone said to me, you can't listen to Mystical again, all right, cool. But it's not because of what he did. It's because of I don't listen to Mystical anyway. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. You're not really gonna take it to a thing if the things that people are trying to say, accuse Hove of doing and stuff like that. Now obviously things haven't been proven. So it's not gonna then. There are people I know again that because of allegations,
they made up their mind.
They made up their mind already, and they stopped listening to Hove now.
But if it was true, if it was found to be true, would you stop listening to him?
Me personally, no, because musically, a lot of the music, especially his older music, it impacted me, and it's had an impact, and it's helped me through some things and things like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, in the music, we know he's not speaking about what all these alleged things that supposedly happened. He's not talking about it. Now, if all his rhymes were about those things, then I could say no. But I just think because he's rapping about other subjects and other things, Me personally, no, I wouldn't stop, and I agree with you lot in the same thing. Like, if I guess if it is someone that's not my favorite or someone I don't listen to, I guess it's easy for me to kind of lock them in a box and just push them away. Do you get what I'm saying? But especially when it's an artist that's impacted you, and like you said with the Diddy thing, it's like when people have said, you know, they're gonna stop listening to Diddy and everything associated with him. It's like, then okay, so you're gonna, like you said Mace already, but then we're looking at R&B bag, then 112 total, Mary J. Blige. Like, are you gonna go into that side of
Jodeci,
things
you
as
know what I
well?
mean?
Jodeci.
Jodeci. So yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's hard, man. And I mean, following on from, I guess we could follow on from that last question. This kind of similar thing, like, should the culture hold artists accountable or just enjoy the music? For example, if a rapper goes to jail for a serious crime, should he be able to come out, be celebrated again, and be able to make millions off everyone and stuff like that? Say, you know, right now you've got Little Dirk inside for something, trial ongoing. There's so many rappers I can name that's gone in for certain things, and obviously they've come out. Do you feel, yeah, like the question says, do you feel if it's like a serious crime, like a serious, but they've served time, they've come out and they've decided, you know, I want to get on with my rap career. Do you think that we as the culture should give them a second chance to kind of get back in and get on with their life musically, or should they be kind of banished? And I'm talking about serious crimes, not just little petty crimes. I'm talking the alleged crimes that, say, Diddy's accused of, and like maybe a killing, things like that.
I think this is where things get a bit techy, and people are, even myself, might be hypocritical in it, because take it away from music for 1 minute, yeah. Mike Tyson, yeah, we know what he went for prison for. Whether he pleads innocent, what he's in prison for that particular serious crime, which I've called a serious crime, right? But he's my favorite boxer of all time, right? So when he came out, I was rooting for him to come back with a bang, and even to this day, I like the fact that, you know, with the podcast that he did and all the stuff he's doing, whatever, making the money, I'll celebrate him. But maybe it's because I was young when he went in, whatever, I don't know. But when it comes to rap now, when you say serious, it also depends on how serious and how you view the case. Because you take Tupac, yeah, or Shine, yeah, you could class them as serious crime they're in for.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely.
But when Tupac comes out, celebrated. You know, the whole death row thing, whatever, he got even bigger. Yeah. Shine's come out. Yes, he turned to politics and whatnot, whatever, but he's now producing an album, a highly anticipated album now. He's getting the interviews on podcasts and stuff like that, the publicity. So
I think with Shine though, we know Shine.
Again, but we know the story. We know the story.
Yeah,
but he was still in jail for it. So is it with Little Dirk now? Like when he come, I don't know how long he's gonna get, right? But with hip hop culture, they tend to celebrate. I say celebrate criminals, but it adds to their image, their reputation. And don't worry, the labels feed off it as well. Don't get me wrong. But is it right? No. Like for instance, we talked about Mystical. I think he's finished. He's finished, but that's because he's an old time rapper anyway. Yeah, He was done before he went in anyway. But there's other rappers, and it depends on the rapper. Like P Diddy when he comes out, that's going to be interesting. Like who affiliates himself with him? Does he get any more deals? Does he deserve to get any more deals? Now we've seen a documentary. Now when it's in your face like that, it makes it harder to accept. Yeah. When you don't see everything, you know, they come out, they can say they're reformed character, this, that, and the third, whatever, and people are highly into it. What's their next move? You know what I mean? what they're gonna do. Can they still do it? Blah blah. Especially if they go in when they're at the height of their fame. You know what I mean? But should we celebrate it? No, we shouldn't. But do we? Most of the time we do. You know what I mean? So it is a bit of a tricky one. I'm trying to think who else has gone in really for a serious crime.
You got people like Max. Well, obviously Max Speed's a perfect example. He was in there for 20 years for they say murder, conspiracy, and robbery and stuff like that. And as we've seen, Max has come out and he's getting celebrated. You get what I'm saying? He's come out and things. So I guess he's a perfect example as well.
True.
Of that. So there's you got YNW Melly. Sorry,
that
he got a retrial though apparently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's got a retrial coming up as well. So I think there was holes in the last case as well. So he's got granted a retrial. So that's gonna. You never know.
You got young Fug
as well.
Yeah,
things like that. So yeah, it's what about you, BBK? What are you thinking on it?
It's sticky, and it's tricky. And the thing is, the nature of the crime matters. It does, because I don't know if over there you guys just call the prison system. We call it Department of Corrections. The prison is meant to correct your behavior, like rehab, right? Department of Corrections. So if you commit a serious crime like Diddy and Kels and all these men, you go away for a long time. Now, if you can go away for 20 years and then you touch streets and still there's a demand for you, then that can't be policed. Morality cannot be legislated. If people fuck with you, they fuck with you. So it doesn't matter when Kels comes out or when any of these men, if they come out and they make bangers or they do this, if people want it, they're gonna want it. Now, the thing is, there's this in the Constitution of the United States, we have this thing called double jeopardy. For example, right? Say D-man, say you fake your death and I get convicted for it and I do 20 years. And 20 years later, they find out you're not dead. I can legally kill you and don't go to prison for it because they can't punish you. Right? Yeah. So if you go to prison for 20 years and you do your time when you come out, you can celebrate and you can hold accountable. What I'm saying is don't make the choice for me. Let me make that choice, right? So if athlete X or entertainer X comes out the joint and they make music and I want to consume it, that's my choice. You know what I mean? And be very careful how I say this. You know what? I ain't gonna say that. I ain't trying to get the show canceled. I ain't gonna say that. But that double jeopardy is a thing for me, and I do believe if it's meant to be correcting behavior, everyone deserves to make a living. So you come out the joint, you have to live. And if you making music for 30 years and that's all you know how to do, that's what you're going to do. You know what I mean? So you come out, you make an album, people don't fuck with you, don't sell. And then you have to go do something else. But if I want to consume it, should be my choice.
Anything there. Yeah. Like you said, as long as if the demand's still there, then it can't be policed at all. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if in reggae and dancehall, I don't know if you might know who Jacure is.
Oh, that guy's an idiot.
Right. So he went to prison. Right. We can even use Vibes Cartel as a better example. He went to prison for murder. You know what I mean? And he came out and the demand was higher than when he went in. But that's because he was the best at it while he went in. Mike Tyson, he was your favorite boxer before he went in. If he wasn't your favorite when he went in, you don't fuck with him when he came out.
Yeah.
One of them, you know what I mean? And prison actually helped Jacure's career go to a whole nother level.
When now he's back inside.
Yeah. And he made a classic album from behind bars. And some of Carter's best music came from In the Joint. And these two went for jail for serious crimes. You know what I mean? So if the demand is there, you can't police or legislate morality. People fuck with you, they fuck with you.
Yeah, 100%, man. Nah, I totally agree with that, man. Yeah. Can you still be considered a great rapper without living what you rap about? No.
Oh yeah, you can.
We should can.
Yeah. It's rap is probably the hardest genre
Mm,
because people, when you rap about certain things, you have to be about that life somewhat. But we know it's most of it is fiction, right? It's like, but a lot of rappers tell on themselves and do this and do that. But yeah, it's art, it's music. You know what I mean? The mature listener of the music can separate the bull crap
from reality. Yeah.
100%.
And that's part of the thrill of rap. I'm not gonna listen to Styles P and then go run up in somebody's house, tie him up. But that's all Styles P raps about.
Yeah.
But you got Rick Ross raps about the jewels.
Exactly, Rick Ross, bro. But even Biggie, he portrayed himself as at times like some mafia don or some big time gangster. No, you weren't. You were a two-bit hustler. You know what I mean? But it's the creativity of it. It although you don't believe it, it makes it sound believable. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The way he's creative with it, like
Yes.
like you've got who else you got? Who was I thinking of? Most rappers, to be fair, I mean, even Lil Wayne talking these gangsters stuff like, come on, bro, you're not that. You're not. But then a lot of these rappers, remember, when they blow up, they start rolling with gangsters. You know what I mean? They roll with gangsters, they roll with blood, they roll with Crips and all them things there. So they got protection. So they're kind of like around that life. You know what I mean? So they can speak about it. Like Nas, Nas portrayed himself as a bit of a bad boy. Don't get Nas was an idiot, but you weren't this big gangster that sometimes you talk to you started to me around. But then it's the creativity of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, it's yeah, man. It's all good. You can't take it too serious, man. Let's be honest. If you were a gangster, you're not going to be a rapper. You're not really. If you're a proper gangster, you're not really.
That's what they say in it. They say the real gangsters aren't rappers. Like you don't even see them. They don't want to be out there. They don't want to be known.
Exactly.
They're in the cut.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For me, I think I'm at the same thing as well. It's art to me. It's just like, it's like being an actor in a movie. Do you know what I'm saying? You're gonna play your part and then make your money, then you're gonna come back to your own reality, your life. Do you get what I'm saying? Like a artist, for instance, if you're gonna paint, you might get a vision and paint that vision. It might not be what you've actually seen, physically, but you're just making a painting and stuff. So yeah, it's for me, it's all art, man.
But do you, as a Jay-Z fan, do you put him in a different category because they say a lot of the stuff that he rapped about, he lived, and there's people that talked about that can vouch to some of the stories that he's talked about, especially in Reasonable Doubt and stuff like that. Yeah, and when he refers to it back in other albums and stuff like that, and even when he's moving stuff up, the money he's spending and all the things, he was richer than most rappers before he became a rapper. You know what I mean? So the story where he got Mary J. Blige on the album, came up with a duffel bag full of cash, put on all that stuff, kind of thing. So that kind of thing is probably, maybe some of it embellished, don't get me wrong, but for instance, do you really think he lost 92 bricks? I don't know. I don't know if that's really a true story, but because of a lot of stuff,
still spending money from 88 as
all
well.
of that, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean, but you can kind of believe what he was talking about. There's less doubt, should I say, than other rappers when it's a blatant lie. It's a blatant lie. But
yeah.
If you lose 92 bricks and live to tell about it, you're a great man.
Exactly.
You have a lot of credit with your connect.
Even Jeezy, Mr. 17.5.
No man.
Was it Pimp C that questioned him? Said you're chatting rubbish, bro. You're not getting that. You're not getting it for that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. If you're in the game of selling dope and that, if you're gonna be in that life, you're gonna be exposed to a certain level of violence. It's just how it is. That you can't call the cops and say, "Hey, D-man didn't pay back on my 92 bricks." Like, we have to settle that in the street.
Yeah.
Right? So there will be an element of violence there. Now, I'm glad Cav touched on the movie piece, right? Because it's entertainment. Like, for example, my favorite movie of all time, Training Day, right? The last scene when Alonzo got shot up. Like, if you could take your creative rapper, you tell Jay-Z and you say, "Hey, put that scene in a verse." And he put that scene in a verse that Congress will call him. "No, what are you talking about? Killing this and that." That was a script that was written that he was acting out. So why is that different? Because it's on wax. Like if anything, the movie incites more violence because you're seeing it.
Yeah.
With your eyes, you know, this is over a beat and this is just poetry. But because it's a motion picture, they get away with it. I don't get it. You know, it's rated R. There's a parental advisory on this. Only adults are meant to consume this. That's so they can separate the fiction from the, you know, the rubbish from the good stuff. But because it's I don't get it. But yeah, I think that was a great point you touched on. That it's art, it's entertainment, and movies get away with a hell of a lot more.
But you say that though, you know, art imitating life or life imitating art and stuff. But then you got the whole controversy about rappers' lyrics being used against them in court. Yeah. Now, in the case of like Lil Durk, he's telling the truth. Well, according to the courts, he's telling the truth. That stuff that he's rapped about, he's telling the truth. So this is where rappers need to be a bit more careful. If you are living that life, maybe especially don't talk about it. Yeah. And leave it to the people that are faking it, because obviously there's nothing on them. But it's a fine balance, man. You want to keep it real, but there is a thing of keeping it too real. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And also the danger. A lot of people like Tupac. Tupac rapped about it and then started living it. Yeah, you didn't come from that. Yeah. You kind of rapped it and you started believing it and started getting involved in it, and then look what happened.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah.
Because that's a great point. That's what you can't do. You cannot bring studio gangsterism to real gangsters in the streets. They don't play that stuff, bro. They don't care who you are. They will. They've been doing this for time. You know, you're just be a big fish for them to talk about when they're smoking their cigars. You know, and that's why, as much as I don't like his music, that's why I respect Drake, because Drake don't talk like that proper gangster thing, because you're not a gangster. You never have been a gangster. You never will be a gangster. But you don't need to talk about that like that. You know what I mean? Even Kendrick has been around it, but you never see Kendrick talk about, I'm that killer gangster, whatever. Like, but he's been around it. You know what I mean? So there is a way you can be successful without talking gang violence and guns and this, that, and the third, whatever. But then maybe it's just the best of the best, like J. Cole. You know what I mean? Them kind of people don't need to. You know what I mean? But whereas everyone else. Yeah. If you're like a Game or a Snoop who are known affiliated with certain gangs, certain things you say will come off differently. Yeah. You know what I mean? Versus guys who we know, like, you didn't bang. You know, you did. So it's, and I think Snoop does a really good job of knowing the level of responsibility that he has now with his platform versus his background, and he walks that line well. He does a very good job of coming from Long Beach, being a Crip gangster, and you're on TV cooking with Martha Stewart. Yeah, that you couldn't write this stuff. Yeah, you know, he markets himself very well. Where he was an ambassador for the Olympics, bro. Like a gang, you know what I'm saying? If you think you put that where he came from when he first came out to that now, is that the same person? But yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's crazy. It's mad. It's mad growth, man. One thing I want to talk about. Let me pull up this video. Now there's been
around it was just like, man, it.
Sorry, D-man. Basically, there's been something that Jay-Z said. I'll play the clip first.
Around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back. Yeah, and we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore. Interesting. I hate that I have this point of view. I do, because I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I hate it. It's just how I feel about it.
Now, I don't know if you've seen, but there's been a gang of people that's come out today. They're not happy with what Jay's obviously said about battling. You know, you've got battle rappers that come out. I saw Lux. Lux came out with something when he was with Mickey Fax. He was talking to him and he said, listen, he feels that Jay needs to be clear in what he meant by this, because it's offended a lot of people, a lot of artists in the culture and stuff like that. D-Man, man, I'll let you kick this off. But how do you feel about that statement? Obviously, that's a personal statement from him.
Yeah.
But because Hove's got that influence, I think that's what's got a lot of these people a bit rattled. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, Jay-Z's one of the people that he doesn't say things by accident. Yeah. So he knows by saying that it's gonna be a talking point, because that's what he wants today. Like he's now out there at the moment, so he's outside. He wants people to be talking about him and this, that, and the third, right? So don't go wrong, that interview was perfectly curated to answer certain questions, whatever, and that was probably one of them. And first of all, this Lux brother, he didn't say battle rap. Yeah, he didn't say battle rap. He said battle. Yeah, two different things. So part the battle rap thing aside, because he's not saying that needs to stop, right? Now, in terms of the battle between rappers, yeah. First of all, I disagree with him, yeah, but I see his point is, you know, the Kendrick and Drake thing, because that's what it came at the back of. The Kendrick and Drake thing, it went too far in it. Like Drake suing, you know, Drake being accused of being a pedophile and all the things there, whatever. Like people, it blew up way bigger than a lot of people imagined, yeah. But at the same time, you put Kendrick in the Super Bowl, yeah. So that was half the thing, you know. He said it in public, in front of millions, blah blah blah, whatever. Also, you came from the battle. We all know about the famous battle with Nas, yeah, and how deep that went. And maybe you know, you've got old, you've matured, and you say, you know, but that's part of the culture, yeah. And unfortunately, it's unfortunate from my perspective, we're never going to see two heavyweights go like that against each other again. Yeah. Kendrick and Drake was the last of the Mohicans. You know what I mean? So whether you know he means a statement or not, it's probably going to be the end of it anyway. You're never going to see proper about. People will go back and forth, but no one's really going to care. Like even the T.I. one is here today, gone tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's not what it was, but. I guess it's the how big this one went, yeah. And if you did little things like Drake's house, it's not to do with Kendrick, right? Drake's house got shot up, yeah, whoever it was, you know what I mean? There was, you know, Jay Prince tried to get involved, and this, that, and the third, and you know, you're splitting the camps, and it just went for too long. And people are questioning whether Drake could come back from it, blah blah, whatever, like, you know. But we enjoyed it. Enjoyed it for what it was. No one died. You know what I mean? So maybe people didn't take it seriously, man. But people are digging way too deep into it and bringing up their own, you know, their own interpretation of it, which he probably wanted. Yeah. But
he wanted to start. I think wanted a conversation about it. I guess.
Yeah, it is. That's it. So yeah.
What are you saying, BUK?
Horrible take from the GOAT. Horrible take. It's a horrible take, man. Listen, at its core. And I don't limit this to rap. I hold reggae music and dancehall to the standard as well. The foundation of the music must be kept. Has to be. This is how rap was founded. Battling in the streets of this is just the way it came from. Now we have to remember how we got here, right? Because remember when Nas and Jay-Z were going at it, people were scared that we would have another Biggie, Tupac, right? Rap beef took two of the GOATs from us. So people were, I know that the energy around New York at the time was music, but the double-edged sword of that, people were nervous, bro. People were very, very nervous. Now, remember when we talked about first episode or second episode, D-Man touched on it when we talked about Kendrick and Drake. The reason why we were so desperate for it because we know it's the last one we're going to see that we care about.
Yeah,
there aren't too many rappers now. If we could guarantee Jay that the next wave of rap beef will be just like you and Nas, which is how it's supposed to be. You go, I go, and it's bar. It's none of your house getting shot up. It's not the lovers of Drake saying this, the lovers of Kendrick saying that. Kind of like you ever notice whenever in sports and football, whenever anyone Fabrizio puts up a tweet of something of Ronaldo doing something great, the Messi fans just go in there and crash it. And the same way, you know, it's just like. It's lame as hell. Like Mando scored a worldie. Just if you're not gonna big up the goal, just don't go in there and say shit, right?
Yeah.
Because Hove knows that this this generation is different. He has a point, but the foundation of hip hop has always been competitive. That's why they call it the most competitive genre. You never hear a country singer beefing with another country singer. It's just not their style. You know, and R&B had a little bit of beef here and there. So R&B, it happens, you know, here and there, whatever. But rap music is the staple of competitive music. And I get it. But at its core, battle rap is one of those things that I don't want to see it die. But unfortunately, it's dying to the point where Jay-Z comes out and say that I don't know if it should be a part of the culture anymore, because he knows that it's not what it used to be, and it probably will never be that. And in that sense, he has a point.
Yeah, and then the things like the man mentioned about the T.I. one, it's like you got T.I. going at 50, Pat Poose going at 50, Mano going at 50, and none of them are getting responses at all. So it's just like it makes it look weak from that standpoint. Do you know what I'm saying? And people like Pat Poose must sit there and think, well, what kind of did I get out of that? I didn't get nothing out of it, did he? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Pat Poose ain't going to then go and it wasn't a thing where, you know, 50 got involved in it and they went back and forth, and then Pat Poose like, right now I'm going to drop an album. It's like Pat Poose could drop an album tomorrow and he still ain't going to do nothing. So in that kind of aspect of it, I kind of hear what Ho's saying, but yeah, again, battling is a major part of the culture, and it's more. What I kind of miss is not necessarily the battling, like the beefs, but I miss that competitive edge, like. You know, like we was talking about tunes like Reservoir Dogs and stuff, where you've got a number of rappers on there and everyone's like you're sparring each other. And
but ain't that what you said though? That's what people should be doing. You know what I mean? Collaborating and going and testing each other against one another. You know what I mean? You lay a verse, I lay a verse. This who's got the best verse on the track and whatever. In that respect, I understand it. Fair enough, but like I said, there's no one that's going to beef worth thinking about anyway. Like, unless it's Drake against somebody decent, what else can you really do? Like, if you had a Pusha T versus Lil Wayne again, maybe that could raise a little thing or something like that. But this new age rapper, nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? So
it's microwave now, isn't it? They just come, they want to make the hit, they want to get the TikTok hit, make a bit of money, go on tour for 1, 2, 3 songs, and then that's it. That's all it's really about these days. But yeah, can controversy help a rapper's career? We kind of just touched on that already. Like, for example, like I said about Pat Poose, got into a little controversy, him and his missus with 50. That's not going to help his career. Would it have worked more back in the day? Probably, maybe 10, 15 years ago, that might have worked. But yeah, in terms of controversy now, me personally, I'm not too sure, man. Sometimes I feel, I guess maybe it depends who it is, really, but not so much.
It depends if the controversy. If the controversy is the nature of the controversy matters, right? Because controversy, you can just call it free publicity. Like, and if you're in the entertainment industry, like, no publicity is bad unless it's some negative stuff that can get you locked up. You know what I mean? But rappers who purposely engage in controversy to get the edge, to be the trending topic, they know what they're doing. So it can help, but it can also hurt, because when the attention is turned on you because you started some controversy, you still have to respond with music or whatever you're trying to do. If you're a rapper, you throw yourself in some controversy and the attention is put on you, what do you do?
You gotta deliver.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So in that sense, it's tricky, because it can backfire. It can help, or we can do the other foot of the H word. It can hurt.
Yeah.
I think it only, to be fair, I think controversy, especially nowadays, it only helps the bigger rappers. So even it's a little controversy, like J. Cole apologizing, yeah, and then there's room. He's coming out with an album. People thinking, what's he gonna say? What's he gonna say in the album? So people are and they drop the little mixtape, whatever. Wow, he's saying some stuff. Let's see, is this a dig? Is that a dig? Blah blah. Drake got bodied in the battle, but now everyone's anticipating the Iceman. What's he gonna do? You know what I mean? It's and even if you take a few years ago, before Jay-Z and Beyonce released their albums, the incident in the elevator, Solange badding him up, whatever. Beyonce releases Lemonade. She's talking about it. Jay-Z releases 444. He's talking about it. It'll help. It helps the bigger artists. But if you're not, if you're not of a certain caliber of status, nobody cares. You know what I mean? You could do these. It just looks like begging attention. You know what I mean? If it's not done the right way by the right person, you know what I mean? So it depends who it is and what the controversy is. If I'm honest, like actually, as long as it's not get you locked up, because that would have the opposite effect. But you take it back in the day, you've got found not guilty of murder, and then that helped his, but it still helped his gangster image, whatever. We lose murder with the case and all them things there. Yeah, it's all them things like 50 Cent obviously getting shot 9 times, that helped his mystique, whatever kind of thing, whatever. Yeah, it's different. Remember, before 50 got shot, he weren't that big rapper. He weren't. You know what I mean?
He was big in New York because his mixtapes were good.
Yeah, he picked up by Dre and Eminem, and that helped him. Even the commercial. Oh, we got shot. He got shot 9 times, whatever, and he still survived. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean? The bulletproof vest and all them things there. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's all.
And if we're going to be honest, if you have longevity in the music, in entertainment in general, in music in general, rap music in particular, at some point, some controversy will reach you. Because someone's gonna test you. It's too much testosterone. It's just that's how the animal kingdom works. You put a bunch of alpha males too close together. Not even New York is the biggest city in the world. You put 5 heavyweight rappers in one. Someone's gonna say something that's gonna rub someone the wrong way. Someone's gonna get offended. It's gonna lead to controversy. It's gonna reach you. I just think Jay was smarter than anyone. Right, because had Jay swung and knocked the shit out of Solange in that elevator, it would have been different. You know what I mean? Man, I'm Jay-Z. I'm worth $1 billion. There's cameras in here. You know what I mean? I just saw Ray Rice ruin his career when he knocked out his wife in the elevator. You know what I mean? So it's how you respond to it will find you at some. In Jamaica, we had trouble in a set like Korean. I understand. You don't know when it's coming. It's gonna be on you, bro. But it's the one who step away from the tree and look at the forest and realize that this is entertainment. Like even Wayne told us, I forgot what Carter it was. I try to pay attention, but attention pay me. So it's one of them ones. So.
That's a good saying still, man.
That was Carter 4.
One of the Carters.
You
didn't listen to Carter 4?
I listened to it once. No, to be fair, a few times, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah, it didn't grab me, to be fair.
Raider was on that song. That's how I remember it.
I remember that tune, House of Love. Then when we kind of singing on it.
Yeah. I don't know if I like that tune. Is being consistent more important than being great in rap within this era? So we kind of spoke about this, I guess. A couple episodes? Would you prefer being consistent, like a consistent rapper, than like the thing we spoke about it, kind of, innit? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So is being consistent more important than being great? Well, what would you think, BBK?
I think consistency might be the new greatness. I don't know how many great rappers we're gonna see. The music has gotten consistently worse. I know I sound like the old get off my lawn type of guy, but the music is not trending in the direction I want it to go. I think the music is getting worse and worse. So I think if you're a rapper, you can be consistent and you can make some good albums. If you're in this game for 10 years and you make 6 or 7 good albums, you're damn near close to great. So consistency is a good thing in any field, right? So if you're consistent for a long time, this is one of the hallmarks why we put Jay as the GOAT, because he has been the most consistent, but he's been consistently great. I think amongst this bunch of rappers, if you are consistently good, you might be called great, because the lyrical flow and the creativity is just not there.
The bar is low.
Yeah, it's very low right now.
Yeah. And they might crawl underneath that motherfucker. They might not even pick it up. You know what I mean? They might dig a hole and go under the bar instead of raising it.
Yeah. Listen, I definitely agree with that, because I think like with let me take this off. There are a lot of artists right now that we probably don't like, but because they're so consistent, they're getting the tours, they're making money. If you're consistent enough that you make, that's where you make your money these days. Like we were saying about, say, like rappers like The Baby, who may not be the most, popular, but because he's consistently at it, and whenever you kind of turn in on social media or thing, he's always got a new video out, or he's always doing something new, and he's just consistent with it. He's getting more, opportunities. But yeah, in terms of like we were saying about being great, the bar is really low. I can't.
There are no great rappers in this era. There's none.
I'm trying to think, because obviously Cole, Kendrick, and Drake was probably the last era of that. I mean,
but they're all consistent and arguably great. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, like I would say someone like Benny the Butcher, he's at the new ages. Like Benny the Butcher, he's consistent. He's not great, but he's consistent. He's a good artist. And then you've got Freddie Gibbs. You've got the Conways. You've got, say, Simba from TDE and
Rockmaster,
JID, and do you know what I'm saying? Like you've got a lot of fantastic artists who aren't great, but they're very, very consistent. So yeah, I definitely feel it's more important than being great in this era anyway, man. I don't know if we're gonna see another great, like, do you feel, right, let me ask you this ain't a question on the thing, right, but do you guys feel that hip-hop can last another 50 years?
It can, but it will be a lot different from the hip-hop that we know. Like what they class as hip-hop in 50 years time will not be what we listen to. Like this will be like classical music, innit? Like it'll be that kind of, but it'll be a version of whether they call it hip-hop, they'll probably find some new term for it, but you always it will last. It's come too far to it's not like garage, garage died, you know what I mean? It's not like that. This has got like longevity now, enough for me to say it's going to be sustainable, I think. But it's even worse now, because you tying it back to what you asked. Consistency, it is all about consistency now, because if you go 6 months without releasing the music, people forget about you. Because we're in this microwave era, you have to stay on people's minds. Yeah. So that's why people are these rappers are so consistent with putting out maybe 2 albums a year, or 3 albums in 2 years, whatever, or the odd track here or there, because they know that people's attention span are not what it was back in the day. You know what I mean? So like for Jay-Z to release an album once every year, that's unthinkable now. Yeah, people think, bro, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? Kendrick's the only one and J. Cole arguably the only one that can, stay there and release the one 3, 4, 5 years and still sell. Yeah, but again, they're from a past era. Now everyone has to release a track once every 2, 3 months, an album every 6, 8 months, just to keep on your radar, because the next person's coming through. You know what I mean? So, but then imagine what in 50 years' time, you're gonna have to be releasing tracks probably every other hour. You know what I mean? Just to keep people engaged. But yeah, I still think it'll be around though.
It'll be around. I always link the music together. I always look at the history of reggae, right? Because what Bob Marley and Peter Tosh was doing was reggae. When Exodus came out, there was no dancehall. Dancehall is a place where we used to go listen to the reggae and dance.
Yeah.
In the late 80s, the music became faster in the 90s, and then it was still called reggae. But now, Vybz Kartel isn't a reggae artist, is the dancehall artist. Beenie Man is the king of dancehall. There is separation there. So rap will, like D-Man said, they'll probably coin a different term for it, but it will still be around just because of the influence of the foundation that's been laid. But what you're gonna see is you're gonna hear a lot of guys reach back to sample some of the classical music of yesteryear to carry it forward. Because if we just leave it up to these new bunch, then it will die fast and in a hurry. But I think it will still be around. There's just the foundation of it is too rich for it completely. And as long as YouTube is still around, you notice if you ever go to like some of your favorite music on YouTube and look in the comments, someone will say 2026 anyone? Still here.
Yeah.
That's a comment that's always there when it's no one does that on this modern day music. No one even goes back to it.
Yeah, it's true, man. Well, do we feel that lyricism is dying now, like commercially? Because all right, fair enough. But back in the day, we did have a lot of the commercial tracks. There was still an element of lyricism to it, but now you're hearing like the same word getting repeated like 10 times, and that's it.
They're dumbing it down. I'd like to think it will come back around to some sort of lyricism. You have all it takes is 3 or 4 great or very good artists to emphasize the lyricism for it to come back again. But for now, it's more about the beat and the rhythm. And as long as it makes you bob your head or dance to it, then it's considered a very good song, innit? People don't really care what you have to say. That's why there's so many simple rappers out there. Yeah. But someone will take influence from inspiration from a Kendrick or a J. Cole, you know what I mean, in the next generation, and they will blow up. And people try to follow suit, you know what I mean? So I think eventually it will come back to lyricism and then go again and then come back and go again. I just think it's just gonna go round and round and round, man.
Do you feel that it's like you were saying about it another group will come along? Say what we were talking about earlier, the golden age area. So you had Jay, you had Nas, you had Biggie, you had Pac, you had all these kind of big rappers kind of in the same era fighting. Do you feel that maybe it's the label's duty to kind of handpick some artists and kind of raise them up a bit so we can kind of get that element back again?
You know what? Yeah, I don't know if that's because the labels have less influence now. Yeah, people can be independent, or people bring their stuff to label, and they got more leverage now. Yeah. So it's more that the label needs the artist more than the artist needs the label. So I don't see how the label can wrestle back the power, have that influence, and whether they want to. Because at the end of the day, if it's selling, if what's selling now is that simple bubblegum rap, why would they change it? If it's going to make them money, why are they going to try to upset the apple cart and be the leaders of the new school and try to bring back lyricism? I don't think, like I said, unless this some independent artist blows up, and people are flocking to that kind of music, and a powerful label can clock onto that, convince that label that to sign or to sign the next one to push it like that. I'm not sure the influence is going to be as big. I don't think they'll be able to change the game or influence the game like that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think the label has that power. Back in the day, the labels used to be the gatekeepers. You had your Def Jams, and if the big labels turned, the Columbias and the Def Jams turned their back on you, most of the artists would have went to Koch. Koch was an independent rap label.
Yeah.
Now, so back in the day, the artists used to speak through us, through their concerts and through their albums. Now they can just go live and talk directly to the people. The label, there's no end. The label is the middleman now, who's been. Excuse me. Part of that is what the artists were trying to do anyway, when they were trying to get away from the label having all their power still in their publishing and all this. But now it's completely in the hand of the people who are, they're musicians, but they don't understand the business of music. So they flood the market. Now it's oversaturated, and that's why the music no longer has a shelf life. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think the labels. I just think the toothpaste is out the tube, man. I think the irreparable damage has been done to the music, and it's gonna take time to fix it, if it can even be fixed in the first place. There was a reason why Nas said hip hop is dead. Like he was onto something, because everyone laughed. You know?
At the time,
crazy, then they understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When Nas said that, you had rappers coming out of the woodworks trying to spit their hardest bars on tracks, saying that, you know what I'm saying, and trying to prove something.
Wayne took offense to it. Wayne was like one of his tracks. I think he had did a freestyle called Gossip, and towards the end of it, he said, "I am hip hop, and I'm alive." That was a shot at Nas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Wayne, you had he held his weight for a good period.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if he announced a when did the Block Is Out come out? 99. So in 3 years, 2029 comes around and he announces the same thing that Jay-Z is doing now. I'm not sure he sells out the Metrodome the way Hove just sold out the Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium, yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. I mean, the last two questions, we basically spoken about them already, so they don't really need to be asked. But before we go, just want to change the subject a bit. Hip hop tonight. What's the date? 26th. Mm-hmm. Is it 26th tonight? Tank versus Tyrese. We are in beef tonight, man. What are we saying? Versus.
Weren't they in the group together? TGT with Tank.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
When is it? What time is it? UK time?
It's normally about 1, 2 a.m.
I'll catch you in the morning, man. But this is one I'm actually going to tune in for. I'll watch it the rerun when it comes on and that. I've seen a couple interviews with both of them and Tyree saying that Tank will probably win, but you know he'll get more bookings. His tunes will garner more money than I think 10 of his tunes will garner more than Tank's 30 or something like that. Whatever, but I rate both of them artists, but if I had to pick one, I'd go with Tyrese. To me, he's got the classics. Maybe 2 or 3, but he's got classics. My favorite Tank tune.
Let me look at that.
Is the first one I heard of his on MTV, and they never showed his name at the end, and the white background. Maybe I Deserve. I love that tune. Yeah, that's my tune of his. But who wins? I think just for the performance, I think Tank's gonna win. But
what's this being aired on?
It must be Apple.
It's on Apple Music in the app, and the versus page on Instagram.
Instagram. Okay.
Yeah. So it's 1:30 UK time, 1:30.
Okay.
Eastern in America, Eastern times 8:30 p.m.
Okay. I think Tank has the better vocal range as a singer. I think Tank has a wicked vocal range, but Tank is a simp. You know what I mean? That was a simp song. Maybe I Deserve. What? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I don't deserve shit. I don't deserve none of that. But the boy can sing. The boy can not his. What was that? He makes good music, but Tyrese has some classic albums. I ain't gonna lie. 98, man. That damn. What was that? The Tyrese, the self-titled album. That was badass. That was a bad boy album. Had some bangers on there. Had Maya Campbell in the video. Oh, that was a bad little mommy, you know.
Signs of Love Making.
That's my tune.
Sweet Lady.
I want to go there.
He just needs to do Coca-Cola advert. You know the Coca-Cola advert? Yeah. I used to sing that all the time. That's a quick story though. I hope you don't mind me telling this, but when he was the Sweet Lady when he first came, he came over to London and did a show. and my cousin, she went to the show with her friend, whatever, and I think he must have called her on stage. Yeah, something to blah blah whatever. Now this is back in the day, innit? So he'd asked for the number, but she'd have a mobile at the time, so she gave him the house phone. Yeah, and then, so say that this was a Saturday. On the Friday, she calls the house. Yeah, and her mum picked up. Yeah, ran him off the phone. Some boy called Tyrese called for you. What? What? Remember, Tyrese's first baby was from Cradle. Yeah, remember?
Oh boy!
So I think he must have same night. Must have
he must have did it. Yeah, trust me.
Madness, but yeah, Tyrese, he's a weird guy, bro. But he's got tunes, man. He's got tunes, and the Baby Boy film, like he's a bad boy. But speaking of Tank though, I don't think he keeps it real with it because he said, oh, I don't care what he's done. R. Kelly is the GOAT. Yeah, he said R. Kelly is the GOAT. But he did say the greatest singer in R&B is Usher. He said Usher's vocal range is mad. He said R. Kelly, a genius for what he does with writing, with songs that he produced, the influence of R&B. But he said, put them two together singing vocally, there's no competition.
When is Usher going to show us that vocal range? I ain't hear that shit, and I've listened to a lot.
No, but because he said there's a tune that Usher did, not Moving Mountains, but another one. He goes high and low. He said, she said, if you listen to it, very few singers in R&B can do what he done in that track. Yeah,
I think Brian McKnight could hit those notes. Can he better vocal range than Brian? I don't think so. I
think he might do. Vocal range. I think he might do. But in terms of going to that high note that Brian does, I think that's maybe.
He ain't fucking with B Night. But you know what I mean. Not too many people can hit the ranges that Brian McKnight.
So I think who I think is the best vocalist ever. Well, there's two: Marvin Gaye and Luther Vandross. You see Luther Vandross' voice.
Honorary shout for Jesse Powell.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Honorary shout. That boy could hit some notes.
Yeah.
I don't know music like that to talk about what clef that high pitch is. But he could hit it. The only other person I know that can hit that note are females like Shantae Moore and Mariah. The way Jesse used to go with the high pitch vocal range. You know what I mean?
But the best female vocalist is Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston.
Yeah. Whitney. He didn't even have to move. She could just stand behind it like Beyonce got to give you a show. Whitney will just stand there and blow 40,000 people out the water, just not even move from behind the mic.
Yeah. But listen, before we get too deep, listen, like I discussed yesterday, I'm gonna say to the people, man, we're gonna do a cold corner R&B show. Where we're gonna talk about. I've got a couple females as well that are ready to talk, and we're gonna have a discussion. So we're definitely gonna sort that out soon, hopefully in the next few weeks, man. And then we just talk some good R&B, have some debates. So a lot of arguments about the best R&B album of all time, best R&B songs. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting, man. But just that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought. For 1 week, we get away from rap for 1 week, and we get into this R&B bag, man, because it's a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot, boy, and it's my old. If it weren't for my older sister put me on to a lot of R&B. Her knowledge of R&B and the CDs she used to have in the house when I was little growing up, and I was hearing tunes and that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I kind of grew up on that, man. But yeah, man, we're gonna do a show on that. Episode 7, man. Draft day, serious business. It's been another good show, man. Shout out MrPadz again. For giving us always giving us ideas for the show and stuff. He's kind of like a behind the scenes creative director. So big up MrPadz, man. Keep them coming, man. And yeah, man. What we'll do, we'll go on the next episode. We'll go back to introing with our song of the week and stuff. And then yeah, we'll talk more rap, man. We'll talk more rap. But anything else you lot want to say before we get out?
Nah, man. Well, the last question that you were going to ask about creative burnout, it was a hard no for me. I think the creativity is there to be had. I just think the rappers need to do better, you know, because it's words, isn't it? You're playing with words. Like the comedians don't run out of motherfucking words. The comedians are still telling jokes. Yeah. So as long as the English language is available to you, you call yourself an artist. Or do they even call themselves artists? Do they call themselves artists?
Probably not.
Yeah, because you're an artist. Paint. Use the word. Yeah. They're there for you.
There you go.
I will say, check out the J. Cole interview with Cameron. That's pretty good. And the new Locks tune. Is it Jaheim featuring? Is it Jaheim on the hook?
On the hook.
It sounds like Jaheim.
You know, don't talk about
the tune's bad. The tune's bad.
About Ja. That's my dog. That's my
Jaheim's my guy, bro. When we get the R&B one, we're gonna talk about Jaheim, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Definitely gonna get into that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the R&B show, man, because there's a lot, man. I know definitely with more people in as well. There's some big discussions to have, man. Massive discussions. But yeah, man, big up the people for tuning in again, man. Episode 7. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Leave your comments as always, man. And yeah, man, we'll be back next week with another show. And big yourselves up, man. Big up the guys inside. Peace.
Welcome. Welcome in to the Cold Corner Rap Podcast. Welcome in to the Cold Corner Rap Podcast. Tap in. We break tracks, break past, real talk, real spins. Pull up. Let it broadcast. Cav in the cut, that breakdown crazy. BBK got the takes that be wavy. D-man slide through, sharp like a razor, 3 miles deep. Every bar, every flavor. Stories from the blocks to the charts and back. We talk wins, lost friends, every scar from rap. Pull a chair, press play, get your mind on track. If you love real spit, you gon' ride with that. Yeah. Welcome to the Cold Corner Rap Podcast, where the truth hit hard and the gem stack fast. Cav, BBK, D-man on blast. Hit play once, you gon' come right back. Welcome to the Cold Corner Rap Podcast. From the first yo to the outro labs, turn it up loud.